Howdy folks, AJ coming at you again, your resident vintage gamer. And today I wanted to talk about an MMO called Wizardry Online. And it's put out by Sony, Sony Online. And if you are a subscriber to the Sony All Access Pass, that basically it's kind of the all you can eat game pass for all of their online games. EverQuest, EverQuest 2, Vanguard, DC Universe Online, Free Realms. There's a Star Wars Clone Adventures, I believe it's called. Wizardry Online is included if you have that all access pass. And when I say that it's included, the premium membership for Wizardry Online is included. Wizardry Online is a free-to-play game. It's free to download, free to play. However, of course, then there's a cash shop to buy microtransactions and so forth. And then if you're a subscriber, you get perks for being a subscriber. And if you are part of the All Access SOE, All Access Pass, if you subscribe to that, then the premium membership is included. So I have an All Access Pass for I have it for EverQuest 2 and DC Universe Online. I play both of those. I play Vanguard. So I just went ahead and got the All Access Pass, and so I didn't even really know that much about this, and I just saw that it was on there and decided to download it and try it out. So what I have come to find out is that this game is a true hardcore MMO. And when I say hardcore, I'm talking permadeath, I'm talking server-wide open PvP. Anybody can attack anybody anytime they want to, even in town. However, for the added realism, if you pull your weapon and attack somebody in town, then number one, you got to deal with the guards, and number two, if you survive after attacking somebody and survive the guards and all that, then you become a criminal. And there's a whole set of ramifications for that. So, and also with regard to the PvP, there is player looting. So if you get killed by a player, they can take your stuff. So it's highly recommended that you keep most of everything in there is a bank. You keep everything in the bank so that when you're out and about, something happens, you don't lose all your stuff. Now, on the issue of permadeath, it is permadeath. However, you have an opportunity when your character dies to have your soul resurrected. There's no guarantee. Excuse me, I'm still fighting a cold, so I apologize for that. There's no guarantee that you're going to be successfully resurrected. So when you it has a screen that comes up and there's a percentage chance, and when you ask for the resurrection or whatever, there's a possibility it fails and it says you turned to dust, and that's it. That character's gone, and everything that character had is gone. So there is a benefit to making friends on the server quickly and getting an alliance, so that you're, running around by yourself is not necessarily the preferred option, because I don't think you'll last long. So anyway, if you're in any way interested in a truly hardcore, MMO experience, this, I believe, is it. Now, having said that, there is one thing about the game that I absolutely do not like. The way the camera works. It doesn't have an auto it's not an auto-facing camera, and there's no way to set it up as an auto-facing camera. So you're constantly having to hold your right mouse button to keep it forward-facing and all that. And in combat, for whatever reason, once you get in and you're attacking, it's very difficult to keep your aspect so that you're attacking what you're trying to attack, and you're not swinging at the wall or something like that. It's very difficult. So I'm hoping that they're going to fix that, because I saw some other reviews and things like that, and that everybody has agreed with me, and it's very surprising that that's even an issue. I would imagine they're going to have to fix that. So, excuse me again. So that seems to be the only true negative that I have found in the game. Another annoyance. Well, I shouldn't say annoyance. That's probably not the right word. Another nitpicky issue, I guess you could say, would be that the graphics palette is a little subdued, if you will. Everything kind of is all earth toned and kind of blends into one another, and so some people it may not bother at all. I saw that on another review, and I tend to agree with it. That it seemed a little off to me, but it could be one of those things where you play for a while, and next thing you know, you don't even notice it anymore. So, but just in the interest of giving a full disclosure of my likes and dislikes and so forth, I thought I'd mention it. Now, to go along with the hardcore theme here, they have a bounty system in the game for PvP, where people can put a bounty on another player's head, and not only that, multiple people can put bounties on the same person. So if you somehow you piss off a group of people, let's say you go on a pickup group into a dungeon, and you ninja the group. Why you would do that in the first place, I have no idea, knowing that there's a bounty system. But if you go into a dungeon with a group here and you ninja them, I can guarantee you're going to find your ass on the bounty boards, the bounty hunter boards, and every free swinging Willie out there is going to be gunning for you, trying to kill you to get that bounty, because there were some pretty hefty bounties on there. I mean, there was some serious gold involved with bounties. So, I mean, if anybody out there has ever complained about ninjas, I can't see that necessarily being a problem in this game. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people are out there and they take it as a challenge. Maybe they get into a dungeon with a bunch of people and they decide they're intentionally going to ninja just so they can get a bounty on them, and they think they're a true badass, and they think they can fight everybody and their brother off, or what. And maybe they want to see how long they can hold out. Who knows? I mean, it gives a lot of interesting aspects to the game, if you think about it, because you could have somebody out there, people say they get bored with Endgame and other games and things like that because they've rated all the tough stuff and they've done all that. Well, in this game, I guess you could say, you get to that point and you say, okay, to hell with it. I'm going to piss a bunch of people off and get a bunch of bounties on, and I want to see how high the bounty will go. I want to see if they'll put up 100,000 gold for somebody to kill me, and then I want to see if they can do it. I want to see if they can actually kick my ass. Maybe they can't. So, I mean, there's a lot of interesting aspects to how that would end up working. So, from that standpoint, that's pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen a bounty system since the original Star Wars Galaxies, when they had bounty hunters who were hunting Jedi. And that, everybody who ever played that knows how freaking awesome that was. Because you had Jedi who were afraid to let anybody know that they were Jedi. And it could be concealed. If you didn't pull out your lightsaber in an area, nobody would know that your character, back in those days, they wouldn't know that you were a Jedi. And so there were items there were crystals that had to be purchased and things like that, that people would loot, that were needed for the Jedi to craft their lightsabers. And sometimes the only way they could get those is to buy them from another player who had looted them. And it was kind of a tricky deal because they either had to use an alternate or they had to do it in a way where they basically, paid extra for anonymity so that this person wouldn't rat them out to a bounty hunter. I mean, and that got really interesting. So I don't know if any of you guys ever did that or played that and remember any of that, but that got really cool. And it got even to the point where if a Jedi was to pull their saber out in a public area, in a tavern or in a city where people could see it, that was enough to find themselves on the bounty hunter boards, because the game recognized that this person had now basically announced themselves as a Jedi, and the Empire had put out an order that all Jedis were to be hunted, and so that was enough to get them on the bounty boards. And then in that game, you'd have 2 or 3 bounty hunters that would team up to go after a Jedi to get the bounty, and there was periods where Jedi were running for their lives in that game. Seriously, because in that game, if you were a Jedi and you got killed, you lost significant experience points. I mean, you lost a quarter of a level. Or sometimes if you got killed 2 times sequentially, within a certain time frame, you lost half a level. I mean, that was a lot of grinding when Jedis got up to those higher levels, and it was true panic when some of those guys would be running because they could get to a player-owned house and they could get inside and hide, and then of course the bounty hunters couldn't get to them or whatever, and so you'd see them, on a map, and you could see a Jedi on a speeder or something. He's hauling ass, and there's bounty hunters chasing him. This was real stuff that you could see that would happen in the game. That's why I miss Star Wars Galaxies and stuff like that. And maybe this Wizardry Online, for people that enjoy that kind of content, and those dynamics of having player bounties and all that stuff. I've only played it a little bit. I haven't seen, all that go on and everything, but that's possible. That could be very similar. So anyway, sorry to digress there and get into the whole Star Wars Galaxies things, but I thought it was kind of pertinent because of the similarities between the two. So anyway, until the next video. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing my Guinness stuff because it's St. Paddy's Day weekend, and I'm Irish, so I got to represent. And so if I make a video tomorrow, I'll be my wife's not home right now, and I make a point not to. I don't drink when my wife's at work or whatever, in case something happens and I had to, like her car wouldn't start or she got into an accident or something like that. I want to be able to just jump in my truck and go help out. I don't want to be, to the point where I say, oh, well, I've been drinking, I can't drive. If my wife's out and about and I need to go take care of something, I need to have that. But tomorrow, she's off, so I'm going to be drinking my Guinness. And we may do a video tomorrow to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. So until then, we will catch you guys on the flip side.